Today's lesson is molar mass. In the previous video, we learned that a mole of something is simply 6.02 times 10 to the 23 of that thing. Now, in chemistry, it's very often important to know how much a mole of something weighs. So in order to do that, we're going to have to look at our periodic table. Our periodic table has a few numbers that are associated with each element. One of those numbers is always going to be a whole number, and it is the number of protons. This is called the atomic number. The other number is typically going to have a decimal place, and this is my average atomic mass. This is also known as my molar mass. So for instance, if I look at hydrogen, I see that the molar mass of hydrogen is 1.008. The units of this 1.008 are actually grams per mole. This means that if I have 6.02 times 10 to the 23 H atoms, they are going to weigh 1.008 grams. Now, the molar mass can be calculated not only for atoms, but also for molecules. If I wanted to figure out what the molar mass of water is, I have to know what the formula is. The formula of water is H2O. If I want to know what the molar mass is, I have to add up the molar masses of all the atoms that are within water. So when I go to my periodic table, I see that H weighs 1. There's 2 of those H's, so the total weight of an H is 2 grams. There's 1 oxygen, and this oxygen on my periodic table weighs 16 grams per mole. So if I have 1 oxygen and 2 hydrogens, I'm going to add up their masses, and water weighs 18 grams per mole. This process of figuring out molar mass does not depend on the type of molecule or compound that we're talking about. They can be ionic, they can be molecular, they can be network covalent, they can be whatever you'd like. To give you an example of an ionic thing, let's look at sodium chloride. Take a minute with your own periodic table to try to figure out what the molar mass of sodium chloride is. Sodium has a molar mass of 23 grams per mole. Chlorine has a molar mass of 35.5 grams per mole. So if I want to know what sodium chloride weighs per mole, I'm simply going to add up these numbers, and I'm going to get 58.5 grams per mole. Thus concludes the molar mass portion of this mole segment. Please tune back in for the lesson on mole conversions.